So there's a few things in this world that really piss me off. And one of them is pre-tipping at restaurants. I don't know why this came about. I do know when this came about. This started, several years ago. This started, and it started. You would find one here or there, but now it's everywhere. Now it's everywhere, and now people are wanting you to pay them to do their job, besides paying for the goods that you're getting at their business. Now you have to pay them more. Now let's not forget the fact that the cost of food right now is absolutely asininely expensive. My wife and I go to McAllister's. We order 2 sandwiches, bag of chips, thing of potato salad, whatever, 2 teas, $34. Okay? $34. And now they want me to leave a tip before I even get my food. You pay with your debit card, credit card, whatever it is, then they always say the same thing. Well, there's a couple of questions you need to answer, which is their way of saying, hey, asshole, leave me a tip for doing my job. Okay? I'm not waiting on you. I'm not doing anything. All I'm doing is taking your order. The person behind the counter is just going to make your sandwich. Now, we will have one person bring it out to you as you go sit down. And yet that requires a tip from me. Because these are the jobs you were doing before you got your machine. Before you got any of that, this is the same exact job you were doing. And it's indicative of the world we live in now. Give me. I'm going to give you the crappiest service in the world, but I want you to tip me before you even get a chance to see how bad my service is. So this is what brought this on. My wife and I, it was our 3rd anniversary. And last weekend, we went to Ruth's Chris. I don't know if you've ever eaten there, but I highly recommend it. The one we have here in Knoxville, Tennessee, down on the river, lovely. The food was magnificent. We both got steaks, garlic potatoes, salads, cheesecake, and we go there for anniversary. And this I love. Okay, now is Ruth's Chris expensive? Yeah, it absolutely is. Not a cheap place. We go there once, maybe twice a year, but it's always a special occasion. If you're going to fork out, $300 for 2 people to eat, it needs to be a reason. But for that kind of money, I also expect something, well, fantastic. And luckily at our Ruth's Chris, it is always fantastic. And no, this is not a plug for Ruth's Chris. So we go in there, and when we get there, they know it's our anniversary. We sit down, there's rose petals all over our table. Fantastic, because they're celebrating us celebrating with them. Got it? We sit down, they come up, happy anniversary to you guys. Here's some complimentary champagne for you all to celebrate. That to me is service. That is what I tip for. The better you are, the bigger the tip that we give you. And that's how the world works in that industry. So the young lady, I believe her name was Ashland, our waitress, fantastic, comes over, happy anniversary. She did not give us a champagne. This was the manager who came up and wished us a happy anniversary and gave us our champagne. She comes up, we talk, a small talk, a very sweet little girl. She, our anniversary, happy anniversary, guys, glad you come down here to visit with us, so and so on. And then, she takes our drink order. We get a couple of drinks. My wife's like, I don't know, I want something fruity with this, that, the other. And she's like, I'll be right back. She goes and talks to the bartender, comes back with this magnificent drink that my wife loves. That's service. All right. This girl down at the place, like I said, Ashley, I think it was Ashland. Fantastic service. She comes back. She gets in our order. All right. They bring us we got the appetizer, which they recommended. We got it. Fantastic. Then the salads came. Everything comes in order. Then we ate our salads and they watch. Okay. Appetizers done, bring in the salads. Okay, salads are done, bring in the entree. Then they bring us our steaks and our garlic mashed potatoes, so on and so on and so on. We eat all that up. And then in between every meal, this guy runs over there with this little thing, wipes off our table to get any crumbs off of it to make sure our table's clean. He straightens out our tablecloth and he's gone again. Then we get our dessert. We had, what do we have? Creme brulee and I guess a cheesecake that they make. Tastes like homemade cheesecake with a raspberry sorbet on it. I think that's what it's called. You'd have to ask my wife. Regardless, it was fantastic. All right. So all this goes down. We get our bill. It's expensive. We leave a pretty generous tip because the service was impeccable. But here's the caveat. Okay. Here's the thing. I did not tip until the meal was over so I could determine how much of a tip I needed to leave because of the service. But if you go into these restaurants nowadays, or these donut shops, or pastry shops, or cake shops, whatever it is, ice cream shops, before anything happens, you've got to leave a tip. So the following day, I get up on Sunday morning, we go to church, we leave there, we have a little routine. We leave church, we go to McAllister's, we'll grab a bite to eat. Somewhere on Turkey Creek, we'll leave there, then we'll go get gas to get ready for the week. So we leave there, we run into McAllister's. All right, we go to McAllister's, put in our order, 2 sandwiches, bag of chips, a little thing of potato salad, because I like potato salad, and 2 teas, $34. $34. Before anything even happens, they want me to give them a tip. All right? This irritates the living shit out of me. Because, like I said, I don't know how long I'm going to have to wait for my food. I don't know how the service is going to be. I don't know anything, and you're already asking me to pay you to do a job that you normally do anyway. So begrudgingly, and you almost feel obligated to do it. You have an option for 0%, and I don't think really anybody does that. So begrudgingly, me being the guy that I am, I leave 15% on tip on something I didn't even get yet, okay? So lo and behold, we didn't have to wait that long. Dude brings us our food over, but guess what? My sandwich is wrong. So now I've got to take my happy ass back up there. Here's my sandwich. It's not made correctly. Oh, we're sorry. Let us make you another one. Okay, great. So now I have to wait for that sandwich to come out. All right? And I've already left a tip. I've already tipped them for all this, because normally at this point, your tip amount would be going down because my service is not what I expect it to be. But I've already left a 15% tip because I can't do 20 on something I haven't even gotten yet. And actually, I need to start cutting it to 10 because it's hard for me to tip you when you've done nothing for me yet. And this is becoming indicative everywhere you go. Everybody's wanting, give me free money. I'm not Mom Dami, all right? I'm not going to give you free stuff for nothing, but that's what they want. And when you go into all these little restaurants, these sandwich shops, and these pastry places and all that, they want you to give them stuff before they even do anything for doing a job they would be doing regardless. Because I'm going to tell you right now, you go to Ruth's Chris, if you're not tipping those waiters and waitresses, they're not working there. They're not going to work there for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever the hell they get paid. Because I'm going to tell you, they make a fortune in tips at that restaurant, okay? A fortune. So they're not going to do it just for whatever the pay is, like these people will at all these other places. They work there anyway. So now you're wanting me to give you something for service that I have not even received yet. And I may not even like you enough to give you a tip. It's pretty much that simple. And this is starting to get absolutely pathetically stupid because it's everywhere. This pre-tipping has turned into an absolute nightmare everywhere, and I am sick and freaking tired of it. And let me tell you, and one other thing I'm tired of, as long as I'm on the topic of this whole pre-tipping thing, is you now go into a restaurant, all right? A lot of the little restaurants, you're talking, lunch places. You go in for lunch, grab some food, you get the hell out of there. A lot of them don't even have cashiers anymore. You go up there to this big screen, you put in your own order. Then you hit pay, then you wait for your food. But the food costs exactly the same. So I'm doing half the work now, but paying the same amount for the food. I've got a problem with this because you used to have a cashier that took my order. That was step 1. The person in the back made my food. That was step 2. Then you bring my food to me. That's step 3. Well, guess what? Now there's only step 2 and 3 because step 1 I'm having to do now. But you're charging me the same amount for the food. So I'm doing half of your work and paying the same price. And this is getting absolutely asinine. And like I said, this is the world we live in now. And another case in point, you go to a sandwich shop, and I did this the other day. Actually, it's been a few weeks ago, but I went in there and I ordered a sandwich. And I said, okay, I do not want bacon on that sandwich. And they said, okay, the price is da-da-da-da. I said, hang on. So if I order this sandwich that has bacon, I tell you take the bacon off, the sandwich costs the same. But if I order sandwich B that does not have bacon, that costs pretty much the same as this sandwich, and I tell you to add bacon, you're going to charge me $2. I said, so in that mindset, should you not take $2 off the price of my sandwich? Well, we don't do that. That's not how it works. Well, I understand, but you're going to add $2 to my sandwich if I add bacon, so does it not make sense that you would deduct $2 from my sandwich for not getting bacon? Because what I'm doing now is because I want that sandwich, but I don't want bacon on it. But I'm paying you for bacon that I'm not getting. So there again, I'm giving you money for free. And this is where I've got my problem. Everything in the world costs more. Nothing's getting cheaper. All right. Now, granted, the gas price has gone down $2 in the last few months from where it was, a year and 2 years ago. Energy's come down a little bit. All right. Some things have come down, but the everyday items that you have to buy from day to day to get through a day has not come down at all. None of it's come down. It started going up 5-6 years ago, and it has been going up ever since. For the last 5 years, it has been going up. It has not come down at all. It's been steadily climbing. So instead of everything costing me more in this world, now I'm either having to do half the work at a restaurant to get my food at the same price. I'm having to give you tips for service I don't even know if you're going to make my food right, but I'm giving you money for it anyway before I even see how it goes down. And the last thing that gets me is if I subtract things from my item, you charge me the same. But if I add things to my item, you charge me more. And I'm really getting a problem with all this. This is getting, like I said, this is indicative of the world we live in. We're going to take more from you, but we're going to give you less. And in this case, we're going to give you less service, but you're going to pay more. And you're going to be happy about it. Because guess what? If you don't like it, go to the restaurant next door who does the same exact thing. This is getting pathetic. And it's to the point now where I don't even want to eat out anymore unless I'm going to a very, very nice restaurant, which we do maybe once or twice a year, because it costs a fortune. It's very expensive to go out and have a very nice meal. Ruth's Chris, $300 for me and my wife. We go to Chesapeake's, $300 for me and my wife. That's insane for two people to eat. So you only do it on special occasions. You don't do it all the time. Hell, who can afford it? Well, I can't afford to do that all the time. But I'm sick and tired of either doing half the work or giving you something for getting nothing in return. And it's getting to the point where I just don't even want to eat out anymore. I simply don't want to do it because service at most of these places is extremely subpar because that's the standard it's come into now. This is what it is. If you don't like it, we don't care. Leave me a tip. This is what it is. Place your own order because we're going to remove all of our cashiers, but we're going to charge you the same. Place your order, and if you don't want ABC on your sandwich, we're still going to charge you $15 for the sandwich. But if you buy this $15 sandwich that doesn't have A, B, and C on it, and then you add A, B, and C, well, then we're going to charge you $20 for that sandwich. And I'm sick and tired of it. This is absolutely crazy to me. I don't want to do this anymore. So it's gotten to the point now to where, my wife's a pretty good cook. So, we're eating at home tonight. We're eating at home tomorrow night. I pack my lunch every day because I simply don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to give you something for nothing because that's all we're doing anymore is giving people something for nothing because that's the world we live in. That's the world we live in. With all the fighting going on right now about Obamacare, you know what? Sorry, I don't want to pay for your health insurance because my health insurance cost us enough. I don't have the money to pay for yours too. So go out and get a damn job or do something else. Don't look for me to pay for your insurance. And don't look for me to basically I'm giving you a subsidy at the restaurant by giving you a tip for something I haven't even received yet. So it's basically another tax on me. Because I'm giving you a tip for food and service and everything else that I don't even know how it's going to be. And in the case of McAllister's, when we were there, I gave you a tip so you could send me the wrong sandwich. Then I had to get another sandwich. Then I had to wait again to get the correct sandwich. But you've already been paid, so you don't care. It's all good because you've already got your tip. And I'm getting tired of this. So when I go to these restaurants, I'm going to start tipping them $0 at the cash register. And then if they do a good job, I will go up and I'll throw them a couple of bucks. But no longer am I pre-tipping. I'm just not going to do it. I'm sick and tired of it because in my world, I'm giving you something for nothing because you're hired to do this job. And with or without the tip, you're still doing that job.